First of all, if we put 8 to the 2/3 power in our calculator, we'd put it in like this. Do you see that I get a 4? Guys, focus please. Because your calculator, if you didn't use the parentheses, would only do the first number. If you have a calculator that puts it in the power for you, as long as it's in the power, you don't need the parentheses. Okay? Well, because you have a calculator that makes it a power. On my calculator, do you see how it doesn't do that? And so if I hadn't done that, it would just take my answer and divide the whole thing by 3 instead of just the power. Okay? But as long as you know how yours works. Alright, so here's what this means. This means 8 to the 1/3 is 2, and 2 squared is 4. Alright, let's try it with this one. Would you punch 64 to the 2/3 power in your calculator and tell me what you get? Oops. Oh, 64 to the 2/3. Whoopsies. That's not right. Did you get 16? Okay, so we're going to write down 16. Let's do 64 to the 1/3. What is it? 4. 64 to the 1/3 is 4, right? What's 4 squared? Alright, let's do the next one. 27 to the 2/3 power. Would you type that in your calculator? You get 9. We're going to go all the way across because these two things are related to each other. Okay? What if I did, so see here I did 27 to the 2/3. What if I did 27 to the 1/3? What does that equal? 3. What's 3 squared? 9. Alright, let's move on to the 3/2 power. Okay? Would you type in 4 to the 3/2 power? What do you get?
8.
Now, what's 4 to the 1/2 power equal? 2. Now we're going to do 2 cubed. What do we get? 8. Does anybody see what I'm doing here?
Yes.
Alright, let's try 25 to the 3/2 power. What do you get? 125. Now let's break it down. What's 25 to the 1/2? 5. What's 5 cubed? 125. Alright, what's 9 to the 3/2 power?
27.
27. What's the square root of 9? What's 3 cubed?
27.
Alright, what's 36 to the 3/2 power? What's 36 to the 1/2? And then what's 6 cubed? And finally, what's 16 to the 3/4 power? 8. So this time, I'm going to do 16 to the 1/4. What's the 4th root of 16? 2. And what's 2 cubed? 8. Okay, so would you comment on what you see here and here? What do you notice? They are equal. Why? How is what I did here related to the 2 steps I did here? Who can tell me? So this I was typing in my calculator, did you really have any knowledge, if you were typing in your calculator, did you really have any knowledge about what I was typing in? But when we break it down like this, okay, so what is the bottom number? But in general, what's the bottom number? The root?
The root.
And what's the top number? The power you raise it to. Okay, so in general, let's try one more. Don't do this. Let's do it the way we're going to use the root card now. If I have 125 to the 2/3 power, what that means is 125 to the 1/3, or the cubed root of 125, squared. Can you guys tell me, using your root card, not your calculator, what is the cubed root of 125? 5. What is 5 squared? 25. Now, would you type in 125 to the 2/3 power, please? All right. So you need to understand what the power means, not just type it in our calculator, and you should understand how to do exact ones using a root card. So remember how earlier I said we've seen this symbol, the square root symbol, but what power is it? What exponent is it? Let's talk about exponents and roots. So when I see a to the 1/2 power, I called it the what root? Did I call it the second root? The square root. What does the square root symbol look like? It looks like this. This is called an exponent, or exponent notation. This is called root or radical notation when you have the symbol. So if you see a to the 1/3 power, that's its exponent, 1/3. The root we write like this, the cubed root. But you should know, if you see this, that you're on your root card, what they mean the same thing. Okay? So how are the two ways I could write the cubed root of 8 then? I could write it as 8 to the 1/3, or the cubed root of 8. These two things mean exactly the same thing. What is 8 to the 1/3 or the cubed root of 8 equal to? What number? 2. Okay? And you can do this for as many numbers as you want. If you see a to the 1/4 power, there is a little fourth root. It looks like a square root symbol with a little 4 there. Make sure the number's teeny, teeny, tiny. It shouldn't look like a big 4 times. It's called a fourth root. Okay. And then, finally, so that's how we write 1/2, 1/3, 1/4, whatever. When it is an m over n, the bottom is the root, so we'd write this as the nth root of a, and then we raise it to the m power. Okay, so what I'm asking us to do together in these last 6 is to rewrite it in the other notation. This one is written as a root. Let's write it as an exponent. This would be 8. What would its exponent be? It's a fraction, guys. How do I write the cubed root part? The 1/3, and then raise it to the second power. Write it as, so this means this is what you're telling me, right?
Oh.
Write it as 1 power. 8 to the 2/3 power. Or exponent. Okay, let's go the other way. Nope. This is the cubed root of 8. The cubed root of 8 I write as 8 to the 1/3 squared. Can you guys tell me how I would write this? This is an exponent. I want to write it as a root now. So this means 64, if you want, I'll write it this way, 64 to the 1/2 cubed. How do you write this as a root? What kind of root is this? The 1/2 power. Square root. So this is the square root of 64 and then cubed. What is the square root of, oh, we should simplify it, huh? What's the square root of 64? Square root of 64 is 8. 8 cubed, 512. Let's go back to this one. What was 8 to the 2/3 power then? Use your root card. Okay. Alright, let's first write it in the other notation. This is negative 27 to the 1/3 exponent. What is that? Simplify to be.
27.
No, this is negative 27 to the 1/3 power. That means the cubed root of negative 27. What number is that? Negative 3. Okay, alright. This one is the square root of 16 cubed. That's what that means. Are we getting this? What is the square root of 16? What's 4 cubed?
64.
Thank you. Alright, let's write it in the other notation. So this is 25 cubed to the 1/2. This is the same thing as the square root of 25 cubed. Here's the nice thing. You can do the roots in any order you want. We do not have 25 cubed on our root card, do we? But do we have the square root of 25 on our root card? Yes, so let's do that first. The square root of 25 is 5. What is 5 cubed? Good. Alright, kind of hard to see, but this little 4 here is a 4th root. What power is the 4th root? The 1/4 power. Okay, so this is going to be 16 over 81 to the 1/4 power and then cubed. Let's do it piece by piece. What is the 4th root of 16? Look on your new, you don't have to memorize it. Use your root card. 2, right? What's 2 cubed? 8. 81. What's the 4th root of 81?
3.
3. 3 to the 3rd?
27.
27.